person that understands business, and he will trade his quarterback for Sanders. Dallas is where Sanders is going.
Are the Cleveland Browns cursed? How many years have we been saying this for? Well, we're still saying.
Knowing.
That's what I want to tell y'all. The Browns think we are dumb. I mean, they think we stupid dumb. I have a problem. If you don't want something, let Shedeur go. If you don't want him on your team, if you're not planning on starting him, let him go. If you're not planning on treating him right, let him go. But don't get us wrong. We want Shedeur to be treated just like the...
Are the Cleveland Browns ever going to stop being a headline factory? Because right now, it feels like every season comes with its own disaster special. Word on the street is that Shedeur Sanders just got slapped with a jaw-dropping $90 million offer to walk away. And Cleveland's front office is sweating harder than a rookie kicker in double overtime. Picture this. You pour every drop of faith, hype, and cash into your supposed franchise savior. And out of nowhere, another team rolls in waving monopoly money on steroids, ready to snatch him up. Executives are panicking, fans are losing their minds, and rumor has it, Shedeur is already practicing his money dance in the mirror. The whole NFL just turned into a billionaire soap opera. And right in the center of the madness is Shedeur Sanders, the Browns' golden ticket suddenly looking more like a five-star steak dropped in a Shark Tank. And the frenzy? Oh, it's just getting started, because this isn't your average, hey man, here's a check, come play for us situation.
The Ravens were planning to select Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round with the 141st overall selection. But when he found out, he got word back to the Ravens that he preferred not to go to a place where he would be competing and backing up Lamar Jackson. He wanted to be in a place that he could play. And so when the Ravens got that message, they pivoted, went a different direction with the 141st overall selection. And 3 picks later, the Cleveland Browns selected Shedeur Sanders, who will be in Baltimore today, where he could have been spending his NFL career if he were willing to back up Lamar Jackson.
This is ruthless, high-stakes, franchise-shattering warfare. The deal on the table? $65 million guaranteed. Endorsements so massive they'd make Michael Jordan's sneaker empire look humble. And complete control of the offense, however he wants. They're even dangling the power to pick his own coaching staff, and whispers say he could even rename the stadium Shedeur's House of Pain. You can practically see Cleveland's front office sitting there, mouths open, realizing the man they thought was their miracle is being courted, like the NFL's version of Beyoncé. Meanwhile, Jimmy Haslam, the Browns' big boss, is reportedly losing it. Word is he's reacting like someone just told him the IRS is about to recheck every dime he's ever wasted on failed quarterbacks. Volcanic doesn't even describe it. Sources say he's calling emergency meetings like it's the Cuban Missile Crisis 2.0. Phones buzzing, executives pacing the halls, interns sweating through their shirts. The building looks like a Wall Street meltdown with helmets instead of briefcases. It's chaos. Pure, premium-grade panic in Cleveland. Imagine rats jumping off a sinking ship. Only these ones are wearing $5,000 suits and still can't figure out how to plug a single hole. And how did it all get this bad?
As a mascot at this point, because they know that people are buying jerseys, he's literally like he's in the top 5 of #1 selling jerseys in the league, and he can't even get any practice. Yo, listen, we need to start a hashtag right now called FreeShedeur. Hashtag FreeShedeur. This has gotten out of control. The way they treating the Sanders boys, this is...
2 words. Kevin Stefanski, the so-called mastermind who somehow watched Shedeur Sanders light up defenses with a 70% completion rate and still said, nah, we're sticking with Dillon Gabriel. What? That's not strategy. That's sabotage. Nothing says winning football like forcing fans to watch an offense sputter worse than a beat-up pickup trying to crawl uphill in the snow. And that Ravens game? It was the final straw. The moment the whole league saw Cleveland collapse live on national TV. The Browns' offense crumbled like a folding chair at a cookout while Shedeur Sanders was left jogging on the sidelines like an unused cheat code. Baltimore defenders were literally laughing mid-game. Coaches were mocking through headsets, and ex-players on social media were roasting the Browns so bad even the Waterboys probably considered switching teams. And yet, Stefanski stood by his guy, holding on to Gabriel like a toddler clinging to his favorite blanket. He kept insisting his system mattered more than actual results. But Shedeur Sanders wasn't having it. Not one bit. He stormed straight into Stefanski's office demanding answers, and insiders say it exploded almost instantly. Stefanski tried defending his system, but Shedeur fired back with the only stat that matters, the scoreboard. Moments later, Sanders walked out of the facility, silent, no words to his teammates, just gone. And just like that, Cleveland's dream turned into another nightmare. All because ego got in the way of excellence. The message couldn't be louder. Cleveland's so-called franchise savior has officially hit his breaking point. Rival teams can smell the blood in the water.
Put him on the practice squad and somebody picks him up, he's going to come back to bite him in the butt, man. But this is asinine what they're doing to Shedeur Sanders, man. This is terrible. They're not even giving him an opportunity to run the scout team. They got Bailey Zappi. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Bailey Zappi running the scout team. He's getting more reps than Shedeur Sanders, and you drafted Shedeur Sanders.
And inside the Browns' locker room, the fallout hit like an explosion. Offensive linemen, the guys putting their bodies on the line to protect him, are furious, just thinking he might walk away. Receivers who've been padding their stats off his laser-precise throws are suddenly terrified they'll fade back into irrelevance. And the defense? They're fed up with covering for a playbook that's about as creative as a high school photocopy. Tensions boiling. One veteran reportedly dropped a line that shook the room. If Shedeur leaves, they might as well bulldoze the stadium and build a parking lot. The unity? Gone. The morale? Dead. This locker room turned into a full-on reality show overnight, with the season's new cliffhanger being, which side are you on? But it wasn't just the players losing it. The fans went absolutely nuclear. Social media exploded like a digital riot. Hashtags trending worldwide, Shedeur Sanders' name blowing up like a pop star scandal. Petitions demanding Stefanski's firing spread faster than Girl Scout cookie forms. And by sunrise, over 100,000 signatures were already stacked up. Browns fans made one thing crystal clear. They'd rather freeze solid at First Energy Stadium than watch another second of Dylan Gabriel pretending to lead this offense. Season ticket holders started threatening cancellations like it was a full-blown protest, and the rage just keeps building. This meltdown isn't just emotional, it's financial, because if there's one thing NFL owners fear more than losing games, it's losing money. And Shedeur Sanders isn't just a quarterback, he's a walking ATM with cleats. Since day one, his jersey sales smashed franchise records. Ticket renewals went through the roof. Suddenly, Cleveland, once the NFL's forgotten middle child, became must-watch television every single week. Try avoiding Shedeur highlights? Impossible.
Recently to Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders' son, goes viral, but not for football, but for how he structured his contract. He had an equity clause in his deal with Gatorade. That clause basically said, I'm not just here as a name or a body. I want part of what's being built off of me. I want ownership in the outcome. So that clause essentially just preserved his interest. And he didn't walk away with just a one-time check. He walked away with his corrected status in the contract, and he claimed his equity.
Now imagine losing him, because whichever team lands him isn't just signing a quarterback. They're basically buying the NFL's version of Apple stock. That so-called $90 million offer? It's not a cost. It's an investment in a money-printing machine. And the Sharks are circling fast. The Cowboys, they're drooling. Jerry Jones hasn't seen a shiny new toy this tempting since the day he bought that yacht with a helicopter pad. The Dolphins, they're sniffing around too, because apparently winning with Tua just isn't flashy enough for Miami's taste. The Raiders? Please. Vegas lives on star power. And Shedeur would be the perfect new face of Sin City. And then there's the Jets, forever chasing relevance like a dog chasing cars, and this might finally be the one car they catch. Multiple franchises are already locked in what insiders are calling a bidding war, and every rumor keeps pushing that price tag higher and higher. This isn't just recruitment anymore. This is a hostage auction for the league's most valuable young star, for a guy who normally floods social media with clips, quotes, and energy. Shedeur Sanders' sudden silence is deafening. This man usually owns the timeline, but now, not a peep. People close to him say he's locked in, debating whether to endure Cleveland's chaos or accept full royal treatment somewhere else. And to make things even juicier, veteran quarterbacks, Super Bowl winners no less, are reportedly calling him directly, saying straight up, don't waste your prime years in that circus. Get out while you can.
The Ravens plan to take Shedeur Sanders in the 5th round, but before Baltimore could turn in the card, the former Colorado star let it be known that he didn't want to be on a roster with Lamar Jackson, where he will be a backup. Another story from another anonymous source, man. What's going on? From Shedeur's perspective, right, obviously a lot of people thought he was a first-round pick. He slipped in the draft, went to the 5th round, but he had the mindset that he was going to come in there and compete for a starting job. And he knew going to Baltimore, he pretty much had no chance, right? Lamar Jackson is 28 years old in the prime of his career, two-time MVP. I know some may argue Lamar Jackson's play style makes him age in years because most guys who play like that, dual-threat guys, don't.
When champions start warning you to leave, that's not gossip. That's gospel. Meanwhile, back in Cleveland, Kevin Stefanski's seat is hotter than an Arizona sidewalk in July. Assistant coaches are already tiptoeing away, whispering about his stubborn streak like it's a curse. Coordinators are polishing their resumes like soldiers prepping for retreat. Everyone knows the truth. If Shedeur Sanders walks, the whole coaching staff goes down with him. No debate, no backup plan, just gone. And it's not just the coaches sweating. Free agents around the league are watching this meltdown unfold and saying, nope, not signing there. Draft prospects are quietly praying they don't hear Cleveland's name on draft night. Because once you're the franchise that chased away generational talent, you stop being a football team. You become a cautionary tale, a ghost story told in locker rooms across the league. That brings us to the breaking point, the showdown everyone saw coming. The ultimatum is out. Stefanski goes or Shedeur Sanders goes, non-negotiable. Now Jimmy Haslam is standing in the ugliest crossroads of his ownership career. Fire your head coach midseason and risk chaos, or let your superstar walk and spark catastrophe. Pick the right door.
Had some comments about Shedeur Sanders. They were not the most nicest thing, and we'll say allegedly. But now they're saying after this season, preseason game, the owner is saying he wants Shedeur Sanders to stay. And so now you have Coach Stefanski. Basically, you know, he got his boy Dylan, and he wants Dylan to be, you know, the future of that team. But the problem is that you have the owner now saying after the preseason game that he wants Shedeur. And so behind closed doors, what they're saying allegedly is that Stefanski is trying to get Shedeur traded. That's why this alleged injury is coming up and things like that. They're trying to do everything in their power.
And maybe he's remembered as the man who finally figured it out. Pick the wrong one, and he's forever branded as the owner who fumbled away the best thing Cleveland's ever had. Let's be real. Shedeur Sanders holds every card in this game. That $90 million offer isn't just money. It's respect. It's validation. It's everything Cleveland refused to give him. Sure, the Browns can try to match the numbers, but they can't match what actually matters. Organizational stability, because money means nothing when your head coach keeps sabotaging his own star quarterback. Shedeur has already lived that nightmare once, and he's not signing up for a sequel. The entire league is watching this unfold because it's not just about Cleveland anymore. It's about power. It's about whether a player can flip the script and force change when a franchise refuses to evolve. And trust this, other superstars are paying close attention. If Shedeur Sanders wins this standoff, it could change the entire NFL landscape forever. But if not, Cleveland loses everything. Sanders, the locker room, the fan base, the sponsors, and what little relevance they had left. They'll tumble straight back into the dark hole of NFL irrelevance they've been stuck in for decades. One choice is vision, the other is failure.
Look, I know we like the young brother Shedeur, but it's time to just stop caring about Cleveland again. Nobody care about Cleveland Browns anyway. Why would they list him as inactive? They don't want that boy on their team. In the NFL, they want the money, but they don't want him around.
There's no middle ground left. And here's the funniest part. Watching the Browns scramble to act like they had some long-term plan for Shedeur Sanders this whole time. Please. This is the same franchise that collects quarterbacks like kids collect Pokemon cards. One in the first round, another in the second, a few undrafted for good measure, just praying one turns out to be that shiny holographic rare. Let's be honest. If you can throw a football and breathe at the same time, odds are you'll eventually get a spin on Cleveland's never-ending quarterback carousel. Translation? The Browns are basically on their knees begging, please, please don't leave us. We'll even let you park in the owner's spot. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders is probably kicked back somewhere, designer shades on, sipping something smooth, scrolling through his phone like, $90 million. Cute. What's Dallas offering? What's Miami whispering? Who's tossing in the private jet? Because this isn't fantasy. This is business. The NFL is business first, loyalty second.
Face of the non-starting quarterback in the NFL. He is that boy. He is that man. And with a lot, we're in week 2 of the NFL season.
And Shedeur knows his worth. He's not just a quarterback, he's a walking brand. He sells out stadiums, he moves jerseys by the truckload, and he dominates ESPN coverage like a one-man headline factory. Cleveland. They sell heartbreak, tailgate beer, and lifetime disappointment dressed up as tradition. And the audacity of the Browns to act like Shedeur even considering leaving is betrayal? Come on, Betrayal is Cleveland's whole brand. This is the same franchise that abandoned its own fans in the 90s when it packed up and moved to Baltimore. They crowned Baker Mayfield as the savior one year, then dragged him through the mud the next. Then they handed Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed contract worth more than some small country's GDP and acted shocked when it didn't fix a thing. And now they're clutching their pearls because Shedeur Sanders might want to play somewhere that actually gets sunlight more than twice a year. Spare the tears. Here's the kicker. And yes, pun intended, that $90 million isn't even a wild number anymore.
I'll be honest about Shedeur. I think the plan is to destroy his stock. Not drafting him would have been too direct. Draft him to a crowded QB squad. Don't give him any reps. Make up a reason to not start him. Keep him on the bench or cut him. The last thing teams want is for him to shine and make them look stupid for passing on him. The Browns owner clearly separated himself so that he wouldn't be on the wrong side of...
In today's quarterback market, it's practically a bargain bin deal for a generational talent. But the fans, oh, the poor fans, they're the real victims in this circus. Browns fans are living in full-blown denial. Some are swearing it's just a rumor. Others are clinging to the fantasy that Shedeur loves Cleveland. It's his cozy hometown. Let's be real, he doesn't love Cleveland. Nobody outside Ohio loves Cleveland. Even half the people born there pack up for Florida the first chance they get. Meanwhile, the diehards are flooding social media with desperate posts like, "He's part of the dog pound. He wouldn't leave us." Sorry, but 90 million reasons say otherwise. Now just imagine the meltdown if Shedeur Sanders actually bolts. The front office would immediately jump into spin mode like professional politicians. They'd say, "We're moving in a new direction," which really means he dumped us, but we'll pretend we dumped him first. Then they'll draft yet another savior, hype him up through the offseason.
Get him ready. Just don't stick him out there. We're talking about fair training. You done had 3 teams. See, y'all ain't know this come from the inside. Somebody on the inside is sick of the Browns they sell. 3 teams ask for Shedeur. They want to train him. They want to start him. You know what the Browns did? Nope.
And replay the same sad storyline all over again. 3 years later, the cycle repeats. New QB, new hype, same heartbreak, and another fourth quarter collapse that every Browns fan could see coming from space. And let's not kid ourselves. Deion Sanders isn't about to let his son rot in Cleveland while Dallas and Miami are waving palm trees, sponsorships, and blank checks. Not a chance. If Cleveland truly wants to keep Shedeur Sanders, this isn't about the money. It's about convincing Deion that his son isn't stuck in a football graveyard. Good luck with that pitch, because right now, watching Cleveland scramble to keep him has turned into its own guilty pleasure. Like binge-watching reality TV, except with shoulder pads and broken play calls. Inside Berea's headquarters, execs are scribbling vision statements on whiteboards like it's a startup pitch gone wrong, tossing around wild ideas like, what if we turn Lake Erie into a beachfront resort? Because nothing screams desperation louder than realizing the only reason fans still show up on Sundays is already halfway out the door with his bags packed. And the most laughable part? The Browns keep preaching about building for the future. Please, Cleveland's been building for the future since dial-up internet. Every year it's the same slogan, the same hope, the same heartbreak. Fans deserve better, but all they keep getting is recycled paint dressed up in new jerseys. It's the same tired line every single offseason. Just wait, next year's our year. At this point, it's not even a rebuild. It's a long-term science experiment testing how much heartbreak a fan base can handle before they finally give up. And now...
I'm sick and tired of seeing how the Cleveland Browns and the NFL is treating Shedeur Sanders. This right here got me hotter than fish grease. This got me hotter than Texas on an August noon when it's 111 degrees. This right here is bull dookie. I'm trying not to curse. I'm trying to stay kid friendly. But this is crazy. Bro not even running practice squad. They say he not even practice.
Shedeur Sanders' possible exit is just the next brutal chapter in Cleveland's never-ending saga. Rival teams smell blood in the water and they're circling fast. Sharks in billion-dollar suits. Even Vegas might swoop in and just imagine it. Shedeur Sanders under those neon lights, cashing massive checks, rolling dice at the tables, and turning the Raiders into must-watch TV. Meanwhile, back in Cleveland, fans are trying to convince themselves their backup quarterback doesn't look like a substitute teacher filling in for gym class. Here's the cold truth. The Browns can toss cash, promises, and shiny PR statements at this problem all they want, but deep down they know what everyone else does. Cleveland isn't the destination. It's the detour. It's the pit stop on the NFL map, the place players pass through before reaching the city they actually want to be in. And Shedeur Sanders? He's not wasting his time. He's looking toward endorsements, palm trees, bright lights, and maybe even a Super Bowl ring, none of which exactly scream Cleveland. But hey, the Browns do have one thing left. Tradition. A long, proud tradition of heartbreak, blown leads, and quarterback drama so repetitive it feels like deja vu every single season. The Shedeur saga is just the latest rerun in the league's longest-running soap opera. Now, $90 million is sitting on the table. Rival teams are circling closer by the day. And the clock? It's ticking louder than ever. Cleveland, you're standing on the edge of the cliff, and from the outside it already looks like you're about to slip. Will it be renaissance or ruin? Revolution or regression? The choice seems obvious to everyone but the people inside the building. Because behind those doors, egos, politics, and ironclad contracts are twisting this into a nightmare. This isn't just about football anymore. It's about legacy, reputation, and whether the Browns finally learn from decades of failure or keep replaying the same tragic script over and over. If Cleveland blows this decision, it won't just be another mistake. It'll be proof that no matter how much talent they stumble into, they'll always find a way to trip over their own shoelaces and fall face first into the mud. This is their last shot to show they're not cursed, not clueless, not destined to forever be the NFL's punchline. And trust me, everyone is watching. So if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you on the next one.